In this lesson, we're going to be animating the text and strap elements of our lineup, and then pre-composing it and masking off an area around it so that we can't see the text elements sliding in from this side of the picture. So the first thing I'm going to do is to animate our elements on and off the screen. Let's see, our image is already animated and it lasts exactly 4 seconds from the time it animates on to the time it animates off the screen. So I need my text to fit sort of just inside that. I need the image to be popped up about this high before the strap and stuff starts coming out from behind it. Otherwise I'm gonna see kind of where it gets cut off or where it starts. So I'm going to go to about half a second, and I'm just going to move the tonight layer down because I'm not going to be animating that. In fact, I can even just lock it and the background layer because I'm not going to be modifying them. And let's just rename this to strap. And I'm going to select all 3 of these layers and hit the P key on my keyboard. And this will bring up just the position for each of these 3 layers. So I'll start by setting an initial keyframe. If I've got all 3 of them selected, then it's going to set the stopwatch for all 3 layers. And then I'll go back to where I want all of this to begin, which is about, it's going to be about there. And I'll just drag all of them back behind the picture. That should be fine. I'm going to select these last 3 keyframes, hit F9 to ease them. I'm also going to go into my graph editor. I want to right click and say edit speed graph, and just click this button here to frame the curves so I can see it. I'm just going to grab this handle here and pull it all the way in. So now I've got a nice easing in. Next thing to do, let me just zoom out here, is to just stagger these layers a little bit so they slide in one after the other. So I'll take the strap, I'm going to leave where it is. The next 2 layers I'm going to move up 1, 2, 3 frames, and then the last layer finally 1, 2, 3 frames more. So they just follow in like so. Then I just need to animate them out again. So let's see, they all need to be gone by that frame there. So what I can do is, I want this to be the same duration, so let's just see how many frames it is between. Okay, so it's 10 frames long. So let's go from this point. I can probably just copy these keyframes. I'll start with the strap. Just select that keyframe, Command C, and then Command V to copy it. And then we'll just go 1, 2. Let's go up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'll copy. Oops. I'll copy this keyframe and paste it there. And then let's just do the same with these quickly. Copy paste that one, copy paste that one, copy paste there, copy paste there. And I just need to move these 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Next thing I need to do is to just mask out the area that I want to where I want to see the strap in the text. I don't want to see it when it's behind here. So for that I'm going to use a mask. But instead of creating a mask for each 3 of these layers, I'm going to pre-compose these layers. So what this is going to do, if I select all three of these, right click and click pre-compose, it's going to ask me to give a new composition a name. I'm going to call it text 1, and it collapses these three layers into a new composition. So there's my new composition. It also exists now in my project panel, so I can use this comp for other compositions or other bits of the project, or I can duplicate it, which I'm going to do later on. But for now, let's just mask off this area here. So you'll notice that the pre-comp doesn't have any keyframes on it. If I want to edit my original text, I have to double click on here. It opens up this composition, and there are my elements in their original format with their keyframes and all their properties and whatever. So to create a mask for a layer, I just select the layer that I want to mask, come up here to my rectangle tool. I can create other shaped masks, but for this I'm just going to use the rectangle. And I'm just going to zoom out here, and I'm going to click and drag a rectangle over the area where I want to see these elements. So I want it to stop just behind the edge of this picture. So you'll see now that those elements inside this pre-comp only get drawn on the screen inside this rectangle that I've drawn. I can't see them sticking out at the back there anymore. So there I've got my first part of my lineup animated. The next thing I'm going to go and do is to duplicate these elements, swap out the pictures and the text, and finish up my lineup.